What is up guys, it's ItzKbo here. Welcome back to another video. It's another SBC video, but this one is going to be slightly different. I'm not actually giving you a cheapest method today. Today I'm just going to be giving you some general tips for any SBC you do. So it's going to be like what players to buy, how to buy them, how you put them in the squad, literally everything around the SBCs, including the sending players when you get the packs, everything like that. I'm going to be showing you some stuff in game, some stuff on Footbin as well. So hopefully this is going to help you. It's going to answer a lot of the questions that you guys leave on comments on my SBC videos. I will put this in the SBC playlist as well, so you guys can see it there. And yeah, just make sure if you've got any extra questions, leave them in the comment section down below. And without further ado, let's get into it. Right guys, so what we're going to start off with is just be telling you guys what SBCs you should be doing around the start of FIFA. This is mainly on the ones that are always there, so we're talking about the basic, advanced, you just see going past there the kits. Please leave the kits. We're going to get on to Marquee Matchups later, so don't worry about that. I'd recommend if you've got enough bronzes in your club and you will accumulate them, just to do all of the basic SBCs. All of the hybrid leagues, hybrid nations, I'd say do them. I've got videos on all of them on my channel how to do them very cheaply, so I would definitely recommend them. Of course, some of them giving you stuff as good as 50k packs, 35k packs. Same for the hybrid league. Some of these can be difficult, but they are all on my channel. You can check all of them there to do them for the basically the cheapest possible. And we are also going to do the League and Nation hybrid. That is also a very good one to do. All four of these give you good packs actually, so all of them I'd recommend that you definitely do. One that I would tell you not to do at the moment is National Pride. It is too expensive, like it's 60k to do England, it does only give you a 50k pack. I believe Germany's around 15k for a 15k pack. All of them are around the same price as the pack at the moment, some of them even dearer, so I just recommend you to not do them. Something I would heavily recommend is do gold upgrades with all your untradeable non-rare golds. I haven't got any access to my second account here, but you're going to get them from doing like the weekly challenges and whatever that give you like 7.5k untradeable packs, so I'd recommend you definitely do some of those. So, moving on now, I'm going to be talking to you about basically how we do SBCs for cheaper, how to cut prices. And the first thing is a very important one. It's a very obvious one, but I'm going to say it anyway. For ones where you have to use players from a certain club or whatever, make sure that you check you have some players from that club, because you might end up buying them when you have some in your club. So for Palace, West Ham, I've got Van Aanholt and Miljovic. And then I go over to West Ham, I've got a few players from there as well. And I checked their prices, which we'll see in a second, but I went for the West Ham players because as you can see I can link them together because of their positions, which just makes it a bit easier. It gets better chemistry, so have a look at that, see which players fit and what players can link together maybe, and as I'm doing, check the prices to make sure that you're not chucking someone away who's worth a lot more. So like at San Antonio was at a 5k, I could have bought like Yarmolenko or something for a lower price maybe, or something like that. But yeah, just make sure that you are checking your prices and checking that you've got the players in your club, because they have loyalty and that's going to be more chemistry, easier to then finish the SBC. So moving on, you can see the next SBC I'm doing now is a different one. I'm going to be talking to you now about basically using concept players. So basically checking that what you're going to buy works for the SBC. So you could do it with players in your club you're not going to use. See me putting in Falvin here to see if he works. But just check that the players that you are going to buy definitely work in the SBC, because I haven't really done this recently. I did it on FIFA 18 and FIFA 17 really a lot more than recently, but I'd be putting in players and then realising I don't get enough chemistry or they're in the wrong position or whatever. So make sure you're checking that. So I just check like, oh, that random French mid, he gets me enough rating and he gets me enough chemistry, so I can go out and buy a random one. And the other thing I'm going to be talking to you about in this same clip, so you can see me going over to it here, is bidding on players. This is a big one. I talk about it a lot when I do my SBC tutorials. Yeah, you can get players so much cheaper if you bid. See, I'm looking for a French right winger or a right midfielder, and none are coming up for 200. So what I do is I just go to 150, and there's a few on bid. So I see like, oh, there's no one's bidded on him, he's decent rating, I'll put a bid on him, and then you might get him. So I did in fact end up getting him. You can see him here, just the 150 coins. It's the cheapest you can literally get any player, so make sure you're bidding on them 150s on bronzes. But what did then surprise me is I had a little look, have a little search at the French players, see how much the cheapest right mids were, and I was quite surprised. I actually made quite a little bit of a profit there. It was a bit of a steal, because you see me going up 400, 500 coins for a bronze, so you could actually, if you wanted to, use that as a trading method as well, the bidding. And bidding was our final thing on the actual game, so we're now going to be moving on to Footbin, and what you can do on Footbin. You can see my cursor just having a look there. I'm going to start by talking about SBCs, and just while I get into stuff for the SBCs, I'm just going to emphasise this now. Check all the packs that you open from these SBCs. Check every player, check that if they're worth anything, check your consumables. I always say this at the end of SBC videos, but some people don't bother watching the packs, so I'm going to reiterate it again now. Check all your players if they're silver, gold, whatever, because some of them are really surprising and do go for a bit. But I'm going to be telling you first about Footbin is when you're looking at methods, community methods, do not copy the ones around the top. I don't really copy them at all because they're price fixed to an extent, whatever, but the ones at the top end up being heavily price fixed, so please ignore them. Seeing he's going on to a player here, there's not many of him on the market, just as random bronze. It did take a bit of time to load, unfortunately, but yeah, it was pointless. Literally was going for 200 coins, but you have a look in the actual market and it's going for like 600, 700, which is really annoying, or even more than that. So to check that, what I would say is very good from the FUTBIN community ones is chemistry structure is what I call it. Basically like the pattern of players, like you see that triangle in the middle, like make a triangle of the same league, and I'll have someone who doesn't link up front, and like the strong link triangle at the back, and that links to him and him and him, whatever else. Cause you see like the Welsh link by league, and then the Welsh link to Brooks as well. So just like, I'll get a purple, I'll get not a purple link's not a thing obviously, but get an orange link between the right mid and the right back, like what they've done there, and that can actually be really helpful. That is what I use FUTBIN for when I do SBCs. And also, FUTBIN is going to tell you about loyalty. I'd recommend you do check for loyalty. Every SBC tutorial I'll do, I will tell you if there's loyalty before I even get into the players. I will emphasise it during and after, about 3 or 4 times before I even submit it. So all of my SBCs are loyalty proofed. But even when you go on the SBC tutorial, it's going to tell you loyalty is required. So if you go on it here, some of them you can't do without loyalty. First 11 requires loyalty. You see, you'll get that little exclamation thing that does come up on phone as well as like a little, like not a docking tab, whatever it's called. They have them on Windows as well. It's like an alert or whatever you want to call it. It's a bit strange, but yeah, it will remind you that you do need loyalty. First 11 needs loyalty. I believe around the world can need loyalty. Puzzle Master definitely needs loyalty as well. But what I'm going to talk about last is actually the marquee matchups. So you see me going on to Thomas here, who plays for Arnjez. This is what I was talking about earlier about I'll get on to marquee matchups. If you do marquee matchups, do not do the players right at the start of marquee matchups. Do not buy the players on the Wednesday, because you can see me changing Thomas's graph here. On the Wednesday they're a little low. If you get them bang on 6 o'clock, you can get them alright, but you see they will hike. They hike on the Thursday, they hike on the Friday, and then they dip a bit. So I'd recommend doing them Monday, Tuesday night, even Wednesday morning if you want to. And that will hopefully save you a few coins. So that is going to be my last tip, guys. So thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, leave a comment down below, leave a like, subscribe. I've got all my SBC tutorials, of course, in a playlist. If you've got any questions, you can ask me on there about certain SBCs or whatever. And just, yeah, that's all I've got to say, guys. Goodbye.